Welcome back to the Empty Armchair. Today we're in beautiful Palma de Mallorca, Spain, visiting one of the most spectacular cathedrals in all of Europe, the famous Palma Cathedral, also known as La Seu. Rising above the Mediterranean Sea and dominating the skyline of Palma, this massive Gothic cathedral is striking against the mountain backdrop. We've been outside of this magnificent cathedral before during our Wonder of the Seas cruise in 2022, but today we're going inside to check it out. And we're not only exploring inside the cathedral, we're also doing the roof tour for incredible panoramic views over Mallorca. If you're arriving by cruise ship, this cathedral will be one of the first things you see when you arrive into the port. You can easily get to it by taking the shuttle bus, which will drop you off a short walk away. You cross a few streets and then climb some stairs on the right, which will lead up to the cathedral and the old town. Its full name is Catedral Basilica de Santa Maria de Mallorca, but is usually referred to as either Palma Cathedral or La Seu. Construction of Palma Cathedral began in 1229 after King James I of Aragon conquered Mallorca from the Moors. Legend says the king encountered a violent storm at sea and promised to build a great cathedral if he survived. Work on the cathedral lasted for centuries, almost 400 years, which explains why you'll notice different architectural influences throughout the building. Palma Cathedral is considered one of the finest examples of Gothic architecture in Spain. Its enormous sandstone walls, soaring columns, and giant flying buttresses were designed to inspire awe. Richly decorated with Baroque murals, altarpieces, and paintings, the cathedral is a masterpiece of design. One of the most famous features is the enormous rose window, often called the Eye of Gothic. It's the second largest Gothic rose window in the world, behind only Strasbourg cathedrals in France. And interestingly, famous architect Antoni Gaudi helped redesign parts of the interior in the early 1900s. Yes, the same architect behind the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona. The moment you walk inside, the scale of this place is absolutely breathtaking. The ceilings soar nearly 150 feet overhead, sunlight pours through colorful stained glass windows, and paintings and statues are everywhere. Be sure to look for the modern ceramic mural created by artist Miguel Barcello in the Chapel of the Blessed Sacrament. It's a fascinating contrast between medieval Gothic architecture and modern art. You'll also see elaborate chapels, royal tombs, intricate carvings, and massive organ pipes throughout the cathedral. Have you ever visited a cathedral or historic site that completely surprised you? Let me know down in the comments. Now for one of the most unique experiences here, the roof tour. This tour takes you up narrow staircases and elevated walkways high above the cathedral floor. As you climb higher, you get incredible close-up views of the Gothic architecture, flying buttresses, stone carvings, and bell towers. The climb, though, isn't for the faint of heart or those with claustrophobia or bad knees. But once you reach the top, the views are unbelievable, and the difficult climb is worth it. You can see the Mediterranean Sea, Palma's harbor, cruise ships in port, the old city rooftops, and even the mountains in the distance. This may honestly be one of the best viewpoints anywhere in Mallorca. If you plan to do the roof tour, here are a few quick tips. Book tickets in advance because tours can sell out. Wear comfortable shoes because there are lots of stairs. Bring water during hot summer months. And don't forget your camera. The views are incredible. If you are visiting Mallorca for one day on a cruise, would you choose history sites like this or spend the day at the beach? Let me know in the comments section below. Palma Cathedral isn't just a church. It's a symbol of Mallorca's history, culture, and artistic beauty. Whether you're interested in architecture, photography, history, or simply amazing views, this is one of those places that truly lives up to the hype. And if you're cruising through the Mediterranean, I would absolutely recommend adding this to your port day plans. Thanks so much for joining me here in Palma de Mallorca and the tour of the Palma Cathedral. Stick around to the end for more insights into our tour when I'm back on board the ship. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this tour, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the Empty Armchair, and turn on notifications so you never miss future cruise and travel adventures. And until next time, get up, get out, and get exploring. Now, onto my post-tour wrap-up with some additional info.
Hey everybody, Teresa here from the Empty Armchair. I wanted to talk a little bit about our visit to La Cathedral today, to give a little bit of post-shore excursion explanation as to what went on there, some tips and tricks as we were doing it. We had never been there before, so I think this might help you because it was very confusing when we got there. So I'm going to put this at the end of the video to explain a little bit about what you had just seen. So when you go up to the cathedral, you'll go and you'll see the side of the church, and then you'll go to the end of the church and you'll be able to see inside. And then you continue on to the left and you follow down the other end of the church, and you'll see some big signs, some red signs that say online ticket purchasers, get in line. But the thing is, there was no one out there to really explain what was going on. So we had lines going from one way and we had lines going the other way. And the people in this line said, well, this is the line, but there's a sign over here saying that this is the line. It doesn't matter. Both lines will go in. So what happens is you're facing the entrance at that point. So when they come together like this, they'll open the doors, and then they'll let a few people in on this line, and then they'll let a few people in on that line. And then, you'll eventually meet up and get inside. So once you get inside, then they just let you loose. We were not given any paperwork. There were no maps given to us. We didn't know what we were supposed to do. I had purchased audio guides for us. They had them for sale there for, I want to say €5. We had already printed them because I had pre-purchased them online. And as soon as you go through the little security area, because you have to show your ticket and you go through, it's right there, right in front of you. And so you pick that up, you tell them what language that you want. They set it up for you. And then they say, okay, go and follow the map that's on the audio guide. So it's like this size. But the problem is every time, and it's got one of those necklace things that you can wear, but if you let it down, it sometimes would stop. So Pam had a real hard time with hers because it was always stopping if she didn't hold it in her hand the whole time. Also, they didn't have your standard in-ear earplug. It ran over your ear and then stayed in place. That was fine. It wasn't a problem. But just the fact that, if you weren't holding it, it would stop playing or it would play something else. I mean, it was always, for me, going to a different number because you have to enter, you get the map on the device, and then it shows you the route you're supposed to walk through the church, and it's supposed to be talking about different things. But it would jump to different things. So it was a bit frustrating as far as that goes. To do the Terraces tour, which we did. So we did the inside the church, we did all the picture taking, I did all the video. It was great. There were no problems at all taking pictures or video. They had a few things they did say. Silence. You're supposed to be as quiet as you possibly can. Not that they're doing church services or anything, but it is a church. You're supposed to be respectful, so don't talk. And the other thing is no hats. I saw a couple of people being pulled over by the security guards saying, no hat, and making them take their hats off. You're not supposed to have big backpacks. So if you're going to be coming, have a smaller bag. Pam and I each had our purses, and that was fine. But they didn't want anybody really with backpacks. There are no luggage facilities at the church. So there's no place for them to be able to store it. So you do the tour of the church with the audio guide, since there's no map that they give you. And they did have things that were labeled, you know, in multiple languages at each of the different stained glass, you know, windows and some of the displays and whatnot. But then when you are ready to do the Terraces tour, they have it set up so that every 15 minutes people can go up, and then you have to wait, because for the next 15 minutes anybody who's already up on the terrace has to come down the stairs, and it's a long set of stairs and very narrow. So you go up and you start through the narrow stairs, and it just keeps going and going and going and going. I think our number by the time we reached the top was close to 200. I don't know if that's 200 feet. It probably was. All I know was it just seemed never ending. The stairs are not even. It's very cramped. And the stairs are also pretty high too. I'm 5'3", so it's, you know, it was not super easy. And also I have bad knees. Pam was really struggling because of her torn meniscus, and just her knees have not been great. And I had not realized that it was going to be that big, which of course was stupid. When you look at the church from the outside, you could see that it's going to be a long way up there. There are no elevators. It's all just these narrow stairs. So you have to climb all the way up to the top if you want to do the Terraces tour. Then when you get up there, it's beautiful and absolutely spectacular, but just realize that it's not flat. There are areas where there are steps down or it's angled. You really have to pay attention. It's very hazardous up there. When you're looking around, you know, you can look around over the edge. Granted, it's back a little bit, but if you're going to put a phone or something over that, you just better make sure that your phone is on secure. Otherwise, you're going to lose it. And so they don't tell you you have to leave. They just tell you, okay, you are up here and the next group down will start in 15 minutes. So we missed the down group by, I think, 2 minutes. So we had to wait 13 minutes until the guard downstairs radioed the guard upstairs that his last group of people had gone up, and then just waiting for them. And then once they came out, then we had a whole bunch of people that went down, and so we let everybody go first because we knew we were going to be slow. And so we were able to make it down. Much easier to go down than it was to go up, but boy, just really, really exhausting. So I would definitely suggest that you, if you do want to do the Terraces tour, wear a good pair of shoes. We saw some people wearing flip-flops. I mean, more power to you if you can do that. Not me. My feet are just like screaming, saying, yeah, no, I don't think so. I had tennis shoes on and that was good enough. It was a little bit on the cool side going up the stairs. Just be aware of that. And then of course you're outside. It will be slippery if it's damp out there. That was one of our concerns, because originally when we arrived in Barcelona, it was supposed to rain today. Thankfully it did not. So it was nice and sunny, and it actually was warm until we got up on the terraces, and we had some wind, and we had to wait for the 13 minutes until we could go back down. We did have our jackets with us, but even so, it did get a little on the chilly side. But you see some incredible views. I believe there were 2 sets of stairs that went up some more to see the front and the back of the church with the rose, the big rose window. Didn't do it. My niece said not happening. So just be aware that there is more to see than just what I shot, because I did see other people go into those other areas. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it encourages you to try something different. The art was amazing in their very old church. It could use, unfortunately, I would say it could use a good cleaning the way that Notre Dame got cleaned after the fire, because it is extremely dark and dingy, probably from centuries worth of candle usage inside the church. But it's beautiful nonetheless. So if you are interested in architecture of that sort, I thoroughly encourage you to check it out. I just do recommend that you pre-book your tickets, and just be aware that no hats, no backpacks, no talking. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.